Ah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, got it.
So thank you once again for coming on the podcast, and I'm so sorry for these technical glitches that are happening. Uh,
That's okay.
right. So welcome to the Happiness Live podcast. It's a podcast
Thank
where we
you.
speak to it's a podcast where we speak to people who live life knowing that whatever happens to them, they will always have a smile on their face.
Ah,
And through these conversations, we try to learn the tips and tricks that people like yourself use to always keep smiling and stay positive through whatever has happened to you. And that's
right,
essentially
right.
what Happy Sleep podcast is all about.
Okay,
So,
fine.
welcome, Dr. Mahalakshmi. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
And I just want to start off with this has nothing to do with what you do professionally. I know you're a doctor.
Right.
We will
Yeah.
get to all that. But I just wanted to start off with by saying, tell me something about your childhood. Where did you grow up? Your family? What was the schooling like? Your friends? Were you always
Yeah.
good at studies because you're a doctor now?
Ah. My childhood, I'm born and brought up in a highly cultured, affluent family. Uh, my father, advocate by profession, and we are three daughters, like we three sisters. I'm the eldest of the three, and see, each one of us has a age gap of 5 years. So since I was the eldest, I became more responsible very soon. And also, since I was the eldest of the three daughters, I was pampered more by my parents. And because, see, the first eldest child most of the time receives more, care, and even the youngest and the eldest, that's what I have observed. So I was most pampered.
It happens. Even I'm the last child.
Okay.
So I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So I was more pampered, and we all three of us were very much, taken care of in a protective manner. And my family, my parents always gave importance to health and education aspects. And so I was, my schooling was at St. Joseph's, Mysuru. I'm born and brought up in Mysuru. So I got my schooling at St. Joseph's. Um, See, family is the fundamental unit where you get to know uh, how uh, how acceptance has to uh, take place. Because it's very
Mhm.
easy in the family. Parents can understand us because we are always with them, so they can understand our emotions, our feelings, and that is where you get more acceptance. And once you go to school, no, you start looking into the behavior of the other children. There are so many children along with you there, so that is when you will know what real, how the society is, how children are, and how you have to get used to the external environment. uh, See, you're always protected in the family. Once you're out in the school, you're exposed to various other factors, like uh, various emotions of other children and all these things. So you get to know things better in the school. And similarly, I was also, I'm a keen observer. From the beginning, I would observe the behavior of various other children in my class. And, I was always soft spoken. Even today, I'm very, very soft spoken. I usually don't get into quarrel with anybody. Um, so this is how my childhood was, and school always, I always concentrated on my education aspect, and also towards sports. I was also interested in sports. Education, I gave more importance. always I would stand within fourth rank in the class, and I always used to compete to get
Oh,
first among all the students. Mine was a very very good institution where we had very few students in each class. So the teacher would concentrate on all the children.
okay.
The nuns who taught us would concentrate on all the children in particular, they so that they improve in all aspects. Every child was given individual care.
Okay.
Very few students were there, and my education throughout was in a co-education where we had both boys and girls together studying. So we never had that gender inequality or any other sort of issues there. All were given equal uh, opportunity to express our talent, and so it was nice. Childhood was very nice. Schooling was good, and my parents
Did you,
always taught us discipline.
did
As
you,
I told you, my father, an advocate by profession, always, we were very brought up in a highly disciplined manner. The atmosphere at home was very very disciplined. We had fixed timings for uh, all day-to-day activities, like our play time was fixed, our study time was this duration. All those things were planned by my mother. So we were taken care of in such such disciplined manner.
okay.
So this is how it went on, and as I told you, education-wise, I always stood third, fourth in class, and I never used to quarrel with anybody for anything in the classroom. Um, but I don't remember my teacher beat me or anything like that. I was so, I was just I was very attentive, and my concentration was always on what I do. I pay attention to what I do. My consciousness will be there. So I was very attentive in class. So there was no need for the teachers to punish me or anything like that.
Okay.
So when the boys, I would find some boys very mischievous. That time I would get,
Oh,
how this
okay.
is very mischievous. How can the children do behave like this? All those things I would feel. But then I came to know some children are, they overreact, or it is something like that. Some children are like that. But I never used to uh, do any mischief or anything in the class. I was very attentive. I was disciplined. I was for myself. Since we were given more protection at home, no. So similar environment we carried to the school also. So it was like that. It was nice.
Okay. Did you have a favorite subject when you were in school?
All subjects I would concentrate, but
Okay.
my favorite was science.
Okay. Did you have a favorite
Science
subject when you
subject.
were in
Biology
school?
was very interesting to me from the beginning.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you always want to become a doctor?
As I told you, I would
Oh, okay.
see Sundays. What would happen?
But did,
My father would go to his
okay.
office
Did
between
you
11
always
and
want to
1.
become a doctor?
So when I would sometimes he would take me to his office. No, I would see many of his juniors there in the office, and I would see my father dictating so many court work or anything to them, giving instructions to them for the next day schedule, all these things. No, then I would feel. Sometimes I would go to court with my papa. I would see the arguments there and all. No, I would feel excited. Sometimes I would feel I should become an advocate so that I can also stand in the
Mm-hmm.
court and argue, wear a black coat, wear that big this thing. It was I was so I would feel thrilled to see that black coat and arguments and all those things. No, then till 10th standard, it was that thing in my mind. I should become an advocate. I should argue cases. See how well my father is doing. So I should also do like that. I was thinking like that. Then after 10th standard, no, I one very close relative of mine who fell ill, and we had to take care of that person. He was hospitalized,
Okay.
and I started looking into how the doctors took care of him and how he got well, and the role of the doctors. Everything I saw, no, then I understood this profession is this being a doctor is a noble profession. So where we can save lives of so many people, you know. Then anyway, my favorite subject from the beginning was science, biology. So I took up PCMB in PUC, and later I got into MBBS in Mysuru Medical College, which is one of the oldest and prestigious colleges in India, where students are selected to do MBBS purely on merit. So I got my admission to MBBS in Mysore Medical College, where I did my MBBS from this college, and I'm proud to be a student of this institution.
Okay. That's nice. You said that medicine and being a doctor is one of the most noblest profession because you actually need to save lives. Was
Yes,
that the biggest reason that you got into medicine?
yeah, that was
That's
uh,
nice.
that was
Uh,
also
you
a
said
reason,
you
and
said
also
that
no,
medicine and
my
being a doctor
parents
is one of the
always,
most noblest profession because
my
you actually need to
father
save lives. Was
usually
that the
would
biggest
when we
reason
sit
that
for dinner
you
in the
got into
night
medicine?
together on the dining table, he would discuss so many important aspects. Then no, he would tell all three of us, like, see, if all three of you all become doctors, you can have your own setup where you can serve many people. Like this, all these talks, no, would inspire me. That is also a reason.
Hmm.
But then what happened? Among my two younger sisters, the middle one showed interest towards banking and other exams. Now she works as a regional manager
Okay.
in the nationalized bank, that is SBI. The youngest one is also a doctor. So this
Okay.
is how it happened. All the factors came into picture. You know, the role of doctors in saving lives of the patients, and also
Oh, nice.
my parents' advice at home, and my interest
Okay.
in science subject. All these factors came into you know, played a role in me choosing medicine as my profession. And today I'm happy I'm serving the poor and needy who come to me, and I'm relieving my patients' pain, uh, which gives me total satisfaction.
That's very nice. Uh, Now get to another phase of your life.
Huh.
I remember reading in an article where how life changed for you completely on the 11th of Jan in 2001.
Huh.
You wanna walk That's us very through nice. That part of your life? Now get to another phase of your
Yeah, I
life.
can share.
I remember
See,
reading
11th
in an
January
article
2001
where how
is
life changed for
one
you
of the
completely
most
on the 11th of Jan
unfortunate days in my
in
life,
2001.
because
You
that was
wanna
the day
walk us through that
where
part of your
acid
life?
attack took place on me. Uh, but then, see what we were taught at home, no? We were always told only about the good aspects of the society. We never knew there are bad people in the society. Mine, as I told you previously, I come from a highly cultured, affluent family background where we were not exposed to any of the bad aspects which are
Mhm.
there in the society. I never knew about all these things. What my parents would tell, if anybody is in need of any help, see, even I remember all three of us going together. We were sent by car to the school. Even my driver was trained in such a way, if he finds somebody on the road needing for water or anything, we would first rush to the person lying on the ground to give him some water or something, some help what he needs. No, we were taught like that at home. That was the culture which was given to us by my parents. But then on 11th January 2001, as I told you, that was the day where acid attack took place on me. That is when I realized what society really is. Because though it was a region where the many people were there, but nobody came to my help. Uh, I did not even get water to dilute the acid that was thrown on me. That was the most tragic part. Then see, then I had to. I really fell down on the ground without getting anybody's help. Then, by God's grace, I always trust in God. By God's grace, one small boy whose mother I was treating came rushing towards me and shifted me. He brought an auto, and I was shifted to the hospital uh, by my family members. And this is how it went on. That is when I realized, can society be to this extent? Can anybody in the society uh, behave to this extent, where a woman falling on the ground with acid poured on her, nobody coming to her rescue, not even giving water? This is it disturbed me. But once when I was shifted to the hospital, I decided, let anybody do anything to me. I should not get disturbed. I should just concentrate on concentrate on the part of my recovery. And once I recover, I have to give my best to the society. I have to give my best through how I can give my best through my profession. So this is what I decided when I was shifted to the hospital. But that a hospitalization, all these reconstructive surgeries went on for nearly 1 year and a half. I had to undergo 20 to 25 sittings of reconstructive surgeries. I always concentrated, reconstructive surgeries only for the for the functional purpose. That is, I have to get out and work. I have to carry on my routine work, not depending on anyone. I was just concentrating on this aspect. Once I'm okay, I can do my work. I thought I should start doing my regular work. My main thing in mind was not to depend on anybody,
Mm-hmm.
because I wanted to be independent. This was there always in my mind. My parents and my two younger sisters took care of me very well. It was a mine is a close knit family. Uh, See, each time 25 sittings, 20 to 25 sittings of reconstructive surgeries, you just imagine. Are you there?
Yeah, yeah, I'm just trying to like take everything in.
Yeah, you just imagine each surgery would last for more than 5 to 6 hours. Once I was sent to the inside the operation theater, my parents would, are there to
Yeah,
just
yeah,
receive
I'm just
me
trying to like
alive.
take everything
It was
in.
That was the situation. And initially, when I was hospitalized, I was there in the ICU
Hmm.
for nearly a month. I was so stressed. ICU, I was, some sort of fear was also there. Oh, what will happen to me,
Okay.
like that? But then the doctors who treated me were so excellent. They were so, caring, that I never knew. Sometimes I would feel, oh, okay, I'm coming out of this very soon, like that. All that, they started building courage in me.
You know, positive.
Yes, they were positive, and I was also slowly. I became very very strong morally. I took this up. See, what would happen is, each time
You're
I'm taken
positive.
to the OT, and I was after the surgery, I was brought to the ward. The doctors would, I would completely hear doctors explaining my parents, she's okay, all these things, everything like that. They would talk. Then my mother, no, that warmth and care what I got by my parents, no, that is what made me face. all the difficulties in my life with a positive attitude.
Okay.
Once I was brought out of the operation theater, my mother would come very close to me, and she would tell my father, "Ah, she's breathing nicely. She's breathing nicely." No, she just wanted that confirmation that everything is okay with my daughter. Then immediately my father would say, "Let me touch her once," and he would keep his hand on my
Hmm.
forehead and say, "Oh, she's warm, she's fine, she's doing good." My parents talk all these things, no? I was emotionally,
Correct.
though I was a doctor, it was shaking me to a great extent. Though I was not able to express anything. I made up my mind I should never cry before my parents. That was the love and affection that they gave to me, I decided whatever pain, whatever agony is there in me, should not cry because they've been so supportive, so warm, so caring.
Okay.
I still cannot forget that, My mother would come running to me and she would
Hmm.
say, "Look here, she's breathing nicely, she's breathing nicely, she's okay." She would tell my father. And my father would keep his hand on my forehead and say, "Tell to my mother she's very warm, nice, comfortable. Don't worry, she's all right." So
I
can you imagine all these things?
I can't. It is so difficult.
No,
It is.
all this literally happened.
I
I really cannot forget all these things. Then the team of doctors would be there, no? They would tell
I
my parents, "She's fine, don't worry. She's all
I
right.
can't. It is so
She will be
difficult.
perfect, don't
It
worry."
is.
All reconstructive surgeries were very
I know.
laborious. Plastic surgeries are to be done with most in a sensitive manner, in a meticulous manner. It has to be done in a slow, stage by stage, very slowly. It needs lot of attention, care, all these things. My plastic surgeons, my anesthetists, were all very, very excellent doctors. They showered so much of care on me that 1.5 years, what I had to undergo this recovery stage, I thought something. I thought everything is going on smoothly. That courage, no. These were all the people who built courage in me. And there was one plastic surgeon I still remember.
Mhm.
Sometimes I would get a lot of pain. I would during the regular dressings and all these things. I would simply
Yeah.
very softly say, "Oh my God, please save me." I would say. Then immediately that plastic surgeon would ask me, "Where is your God? If your God was there, all these things would not have happened to you. Why you go on calling God, God? Where is your God?" He would ask me. Then I would slowly tell him, "No, no, God is definitely there. I am a person who always trusts in God. He will bring me out of this difficult phase. One day you can see me. I will give my best to the society." This is what I would tell him. Very rarely I would cry out of pain. Not every time.
Okay.
When it was intolerable, no, I would say, "Oh my God, please save me." I would say. Immediately, that particular doctor, he just wanted to know what would come out of me. So
Okay.
I would tell him, God is always there with me. I am a person
Okay.
who trusts completely in God, and He will definitely bring me out of this
Mhm.
difficult situation. And one day you will see me, what best I can give to the society. Now that plastic surgeon
Okay.
is really so happy. Whenever he says like, "You are hats off to you," he says. That was but then I determined, see, whatever, I always recalled Charles Darwin's theory of evolution, survival of the fittest. Only if you're fit, you can survive in this society, isn't it?
That's correct.
If you don't, if you are not fit and strong enough to face all the hurdles, whatever comes in all the difficult situations, whatever comes in your way, then people around you will take you
Correct.
for granted.
Right? Correct. Doctor, give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute, okay? Correct. Doctor, give me 1 minute. Just give me 1 minute, okay? All.
Ah,
In this whole thing, I want to ask you something. Like, you started this part of your story when you were lying there on the road when this thing happened.
ah,
And you were saying that there were so many people there and no one helped you until that small child came and helped you.
ah.
Yeah. No, I in this whole thing, I want to ask like positive when you started this part in a very positive environment story. When you were lying there on board when this thing happened, what were the thoughts going on? You were saying that there were so many people there and no one
No,
helped you
at
till
that
that
time, no,
child came and helped you.
at that time,
No,
I
what?
was, what was
Because
there
you were
in my
so
head was, I was
like
just
positive
praying
and
God.
brought up
See,
in a
we
very
are in a
positive
profession
environment. So
where
always look at the
we
good in
would have
people.
saved so many
What
lives.
what were the thoughts
I
going
am
on
in
in
this
your head at that
situation,
time?
God, please
You know
help me.
that year.
I was just, praying. That was only thing in my head. Please save me, God. I would have saved so many lives. Now you have to save me. I
Mhm.
started
Okay.
praying God, and that is when this child came running towards me, and all those things. I was shifted to the hospital, all these things happened. See, I think
Okay.
we should work hard and give our best
Mhm.
in whatever profession we
Okay.
are. And ultimately, it is with the God's support, God's help. There is some supernatural power which keeps us going, which keeps
Okay.
us, face give us strength to face all the hurdles in our life. We have to give our best. We have to put our effort in whatever we profession we are. No, one can be a doctor, one can be a lawyer, other one can be some other profession. Whatever profession we choose, we have to give our complete dedication, put our complete effort. We have to work hard, and the results we have to leave it to God. He will definitely not uh, let let anybody down who are sincere and prompt in their efforts in giving good to the society. That's what I feel. What do you feel?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's so difficult to accept, that anyway life is hard
Huh.
and when life is
See,
hard, even when
what
you
I tell you,
some
no,
people.
what I tell you,
Uh,
which person in this
yeah, I
society does
agree with
not
you.
have
It's so
hurdles
difficult to
in life? Which
accept,
person
that
is there?
anyway
No,
life
no.
is
Is there
hard and
any one individual who can say,
when life
"Oh,
is hard,
I
even
don't
when
have any
things.
problems. I am all right. Everything is okay with
Uh,
me."
no,
If anybody is saying that, that is lies.
yeah, exactly. But
Everybody has one or the other problems in their life. Only thing is this social injustice on a woman, what I can say, acid attack is one of the
no,
most devastating forms of social injustice on women.
yeah.
So this social injustice will destroy her social life completely. This is when
Mm-hmm.
the woman needs education, family support, all these
Yeah.
factors come into play, come into picture, when such devastating injustice, social injustice takes place on a woman,
True.
it will be the role of the society also to protect her.
Correct.
Don't you think so?
I totally agree.
See, protect her in the sense, what I mean protection is, should not harass her,
Correct.
should allow her to lead a peaceful life. That is
Correct.
what I mean by protection.
I totally
See,
agree.
the surrounding environment, maybe your neighborhood, or the place you work or wherever it is.
Correct.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
See, that is what I
Correct.
mean. Protection in the sense, she should be allowed to lead a peaceful life. She should be provided with a peaceful atmosphere. See, now the family is playing an important role in
Yeah,
my
I can hear
life,
you.
where they all support me to lead a peaceful life. Similarly, it is the responsibility of the society. Society is a place where we live in.
Mhm.
What no, what Aristotle says,
Mhm.
man is a social animal. Is it not?
Correct.
So we also need to be accepted by the society. They should not see. Nobody should harass
But what
us,
happens in society?
harass the woman who has undergone social injustice. Unnecessary
Correct.
harassment should not take place, and they should not torture her unnecessarily.
I agree. I
All these things should be taken care of by the society.
Correct. But then what happens if society doesn't step up or society doesn't do this? Isn't there a lot of anger that comes from within?
No, no, no. Please wait. Now, do you find the society? Do you
Correct. But then
find
what happens if society
only
doesn't
all good
step
people
up
in the
or society
society?
doesn't do
There are
this?
bad people
Isn't there a
also.
lot of anger that
So
comes from
what I
within?
have learned, no, I am very, very. Life has made me very, very mature. No, from the beginning also, I am very choosy in selecting people, even to talk.
Correct.
The way they take their voice, the way they start talking, I can just judge their culture,
Okay.
the way they start their voice, the way they start talking, I
Okay.
can just assess from what cultural background they have come. So once I know they are not getting into my wavelength of frequency, I just start
Okay.
ignoring them. I just start ignoring them. And even I have found there are many people, even after me ignoring them, they just want to
Okay.
disturb my peace of mind, repeatedly talking one or the other issue. So what I do, I will
Oh,
just stop talking to them. How many times they can go on creating mischief? Once you totally ignore them, just go on ignoring the bad elements in the society. That is how you can lead a peaceful, happy life. Otherwise, because of the bad elements, why should we make our lives burdened? We should not.
correct.
We should have a
Mhm.
happy atmosphere to live in.
That
We are responsible to create our own atmosphere, good atmosphere. This we can do by avoiding the bad
correct.
elements.
So true.
No, don't you think so?
Very, very correct.
Just keep away.
Yeah.
See, once you know there are bad people in the society, why just talk to them at least? Leave them alone.
So true.
Ignore them. And also, know what I can tell you is,
Very, very correct.
and I
I
think there are
Yeah.
also people who cannot tolerate the progress of a woman who has undergone social injustice and who is doing so much of achievement, who is doing so much of progress. There are people in the society who cannot even tolerate that. I have seen such people also.
Okay.
Don't you think so?
I agree. It's so weird to know, like, even after, instead of just supporting people and just living a happy life, why would you go out of your way to make someone's life difficult? Not for no reason.
See, you should go
Okay.
on ignoring such bad elements. There are good
I
people in
agree.
the
And it's so
society,
weird to
accept them.
like, even after,
Now
instead of just
you have,
supporting
I
people
am giving a interview
and
to
just living
you,
a happy life, why would you go out of
finding
your way
you
to make
good.
someone's life difficult? Not for no reason.
That is how
Thank you.
we can choose people, and I am very very choosy in making friends. I before making getting friendship, I just take lot of
Yeah.
time. I assess what that person is. Then only,
Thank
and
you.
I'm very emotional. Very very. Once I find that person okay,
Uh-huh.
though I take a long time to assess what that person is. Once I find that person is good, person is acceptable to me, to my wavelength and frequency,
Mm-hmm.
I get emotionally attached. Even if something happens to that friend of mine, I get hurt.
Okay.
That is my nature.
Okay. Okay. In the whole story, what you've told me not till now,
Huh.
there are a couple of very strong values that come out that seem to be inbuilt okay. into you, or your parents have taught you those values. Okay.
Yeah.
Like values like acceptance. Okay. In the whole story, like acceptance what you've told me not till now, there are a couple of very strong values that come out that seem to be inbuilt into you, or good people your parents have taught you those values, like values like acceptance, for instance. And in spite of that, like acceptance is such a big thing in everyone's case, so to say, but especially more in your case, just kind of accepted that there
No,
are
see,
good people also in this
when a
world, there are
person
bad people also, and
wants
I
to,
will just
when a
accept it. I
person,
will accept
when a
what has
bad
happened to
person
me,
has
and in
decided to
spite of
do,
that, I will forgive
disturb
people and
my
I will go about and
peaceful
doing good.
atmosphere of living,
That will not
why
stop
should I
from my
bother
side.
about
So
that bad
what?
person? I want to ignore that person or completely stop talking to that person. That is the best part. So I want to concentrate on the good people around. I want to take them into confidence. See, it is better to have
Mm-hmm.
very few good people in our lives rather than having thousands of bad people around us.
That is so true.
Huh? Very, very few good people are enough.
Correct.
They will give us happiness. They will give us, a peace. So why bother about the so many thousands of bad elements around us?
That is so true.
Just ignore them and forget they are not around. They are not there around you.
Correct.
That is, see, your happiness is the biggest punishment for your enemies. Don't you think
That
so?
is very, it is very true.
If
It
you
just
are
annoys
living, if
me
you
to
are
see
living, if you are living a happy, contented, peaceful life by working hard, by showing complete dedication into your profession, by giving your best to the
that is very,
society,
it is
that is
very
the
true. It
biggest
just annoys me to see
punishment
you
you're
being.
giving to your enemies. Your way of leading a happy, contented life is the biggest punishment to your enemy. What else you got to do to them?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else. Ignore them. You start living. We have to start living in a happy,
Correct.
in a good manner, in a manner where we can remain as a role models to the others in the society. That's enough to
That,
punish the bad people in the society. That's all.
that's so true.
And whenever you get angry on a person, no, this is the message what I want to carry to everybody. Whenever you get angry on a person, you don't
Mm-hmm.
make plans to you do this, you do that, or you
That's
don't
so
talk. All
true.
those things you don't do. Just ignore him. Whenever you get angry on a person, whenever repeatedly a person is harassing you or disturbing your day-to-day affairs, peaceful environment, you just ignore. You ignore and you start living in a peaceful manner.
Mm.
That's okay. That's enough.
Perfect. That's perfect advice.
And one more
And
thing, no, and one more
yeah.
thing, what I want to stress is the Honorable Supreme Court of India
Mm-hmm.
has said
Perfect. That's
acid
perfect
attacks are
advice.
more worse than murders.
Now and okay.
Acid attacks are more worse than murders because there is very, very minimal chance for the victim
Mm-hmm.
to come back to her previous life or everyday
Okay.
routine work, previous, minimal, very, very minimal chance because it is so devastating. Acid attacks are so devastating. The Honorable Supreme Court of India has said as acid attacks are more worse than
Mm-hmm.
murders. I think this is said in a very, 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 very meaningful manner because judiciary has
Mm-hmm.
always played an important role in the welfare of acid attack survivors. Huh? When the Honorable Supreme Court of India has said this, it can be understood even by a lay person, the meaning of this. Is it
Correct.
not?
Correct. Yes.
Anybody can understand. You don't need to be
Mm-hmm.
highly qualified, or you don't need to be, some degrees, all these things. You don't need. Do you need any degrees to understand this
Correct. Correct. Yes.
judgment from the Honorable Supreme Court of India? Any lay person can understand this.
Correct.
And what I say is, if a person who does not understand this
No,
and still wants to
simple.
create nuisance or create harassment in the lives of
No, it's so simple,
acid attack
straightforward.
survivors, will be termed as
Correct.
uncultured. Don't you think so?
Yes. That's the perfect word.
The person who doesn't have culture will not understand this.
Correct.
Anybody who has good culture will understand this aspect.
That's good. That's very true. Yes. That's the perfect word. Anka, I had another question for you. Is all throughout, right from the time you were a child, you and your Correct.
Ah.
sisters, you all had a very strong family bond.
Definitely, even today we have a
That's
strong,
very
we
true.
have a close knit bond.
Okay, I had
As I
another
told you,
question for you.
the
Is
one next
all
to me
throughout,
is
right from the time you were a
working as
child,
a regional
you and your
manager in
sisters,
the
you all had a very
SBI. The
strong
youngest one
family
is a
bond.
doctor. Even
You all
today
were
we have that same bond. Same bond. We share the same bond. They have a lot of respect for me. They have a lot of love for me. And I am see, I
yeah.
forgot to tell you, when I was initially shifted from ICU to the
Okay.
ward, no, my plastic surgeons, they were a team of doctors. The entire team was explaining to my parents
Yeah.
how they're going to, the different process of plastic surgeries, at what stage it has to be done, how long will it take,
Mm-hmm.
and what are the chances, the skin graft is taken from one part of the body and it is put to the destroyed region.
Okay.
All these things they were explaining to my father. He is not a doctor, my father is not a doctor, so everything has to be explained to him. So what my father said after all the conversation, I still remember in that huge special ward of the hospital, when the doctors were, I was lying on the bed, I was just then brought out of
Mm-hmm.
the ICU to the ward. When the doctors were explaining
Correct.
all these things to my father, at the end of the conversation, my father told them, "She's my favorite child. Nothing should happen to her. She should,
Okay.
at the end of everything, my daughter has to, we have to see my daughter happy and you know uh, normal," he said, with
Okay.
tears in his eyes. I was lying on the bed and I was looking at my father. I had never seen my father cry.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That was very emotional.
Yeah.
And then also I decided, oh, I have to live.
Mm-hmm.
I have to
Mm-hmm.
somehow fight all
Okay.
this battle. I have to survive.
That's very,
I have to survive for the
yeah.
sake of my parents. That is the affection my parents shared.
Mm-hmm.
That was a strong message
Be strong.
that made me fight all this surgeries, all those things. I became very strong morally. I got
Mm-hmm.
all energy to my body when I heard this from my dad. No, I saw tears filled in his eyes. He is a very, very strong person, but I had never seen him in tears. That was the day when I was shifted from the ICU to the ward, and the doctors were discussing about the prospects and other
Mm-hmm.
aspects of the plastic surgery that has to be performed on me, various sittings, all these things.
Mm-hmm.
My father, after listening to the entire conversation, said, "She is my most favorite child. Nothing should happen to my daughter." That's what he said. you carry out with all the necessary treatment what you got to do, she
Mm-hmm.
should be okay at the end, he said. Don't you think this is a booster?
It is a huge, huge booster.
That is how a family has to be, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That is how that strength should be there in the family.
Okay. That is right. And that's what my it question is was. A huge, huge you booster. Had a very strong family.
Ah.
But there are lots of people out there who don't have
See
that kind of
now what is happening, what's happening nowadays, we are not, the families are being broken,
that is right. And that's
and
what my question was. Like you
very
had
soon
a
after
very
the marriage,
strong
I
family.
find
But there are also people out
the
there who
couple
don't
getting
have that kind of
separated. All
support.
these issues are there, no? So what my suggestion is, as far as possible, try to solve the issues and try to get along with each other. Otherwise, even when there is a situation where you really cannot get along, at least the mother
Mm-hmm.
plays an important role in taking care of the children, where she will share a strong bondage with the children. So she has to be very strong and protect her children, give good discipline, give good academic career, show the children a way that they can build up their future with good educational background, good manners, being a good citizens. This is what it then it will be when the family is broken. I think the mother plays an important role in building, in putting courage to the children, taking care of them, giving them good education, making them good citizens, and also take the children to such an extent where they will remain uh, uh, where they will remain good citizens and give their best to the society with their academics.
Okay.
And also children should be very careful nowadays. Youngsters should not get into bad habits. They should be in the company of good friends. Always, that's why I say you have to be very
Okay.
careful while choosing friends, you know.
That is an interesting point.
And it is the responsibility of the parents also. They should keep a watch on the children, their what sort of company the children are moving with. They have to keep a track on day-to-day affairs of the children. So
Mm-hmm.
all these things come into uh, play a role.
Important.
So youngsters should be very, very careful, and they should always understand it is the family which comes to our protection. Whatever difficulty we are facing, no, first the family will come into our protection. Is it
Important.
not?
Yeah. Correct.
So the youngsters should have complete trust in the family members, their parents,
Yeah.
their siblings, whoever it is. First, let us start having trust, faith, everything on our family
Mm-hmm.
members.
Mm-hmm.
Then on your friends.
Correct. That's very true.
Have a good circle of friends. Avoid bad habits.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
having bad habits will disturb your peace of mind, is it not?
Correct.
You will be at loss, is it not?
Correct.
Who will be at loss
Mm-hmm.
having cultivating bad habits? Who will be at loss?
The person only.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's why. So should have all good habits.
Correct. So, Doctor, I've come like almost towards the end of our Correct. That is conversation. True. Now, I just have one last question.
Huh.
Like in this society, right, every a lot of the person only. What careers is a lot of what professional life is, or even personal life. A lot of it is based Correct. On looks. So, Doctor, I've come
Ah.
like almost towards the end of our conversation now. I just have one last question. Like in looks than society, right? Physical every a lot of you as a person
See,
careers is like
what I can tell you,
life
what I
is
can tell
even
you,
personal life. A lot of it is
I
based
have
on
seen
looks. You know,
both the aspects in my
what kind
life.
of advice would you give people in saying
Before
that there is a
acid
lot
attack,
more to
I was
looks
one
than
of the
just
most
physical
beautiful,
appearances? No, like how you are as a person inside, how you interact
most
with your
beautiful
fellow
among
people.
the three children in my family. Of course, I was also the most beautiful girl.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that also I have seen. Now,
Mm-hmm.
even after disfigurement, I have come a long way.
Okay.
I feel beauty is God's gift to you,
Okay.
and leading a beautiful life, having good heart, this is the gift you can give to God. Am I right?
Correct.
Beauty, it is the God's gift to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right. You be a beautiful person, have a good heart, treat others in a good manner, do good to the society.
Correct.
By this, you will be giving a gift to God. See, God, you have given me such a blessed life. I am doing so many good things. At the end of the day, you can tell Him, God will also be happy.
Mm-hmm.
Right or wrong?
Correct.
That is how I
Correct.
have
We are
taken. I have.
essentially.
That's how I have taken life.
Okay.
And I don't think external appearance has got to do anything in day-to-day matters.
Mm-hmm.
Why it should bother us?
Correct. So we
See, here
are
what has
essentially.
happened. The person who throws acid on us should feel ashamed.
Okay. Correct.
Why should I feel ashamed?
Exactly.
He is the reason for my disfigurement.
Okay. Exactly.
He has to feel ashamed.
Mm-hmm.
I should not feel ashamed. I'm good at heart.
Correct.
I'm very, very good at heart.
Exactly.
I'm doing my work sincerely. I'm carrying out my profession in the
Exactly.
most sincere, prompt manner. I'm so dedicated to my profession. I work hard. So why should I bother about my
Exactly.
external appearance? I don't think so. Even now, I think I am the most beautiful.
That is so
And
nice.
that's what my mother also says. Even now, you are the most beautiful among all my three children. I forgot to tell you, 1 year, even 1 year after when the reconstructive surgeries were going on, I was hesitant to look into the mirror,
That is so nice.
because I was so beautiful. I didn't want to
Okay.
accept this disfigurement or whatever it is. Even after the surgeries, I was little hesitant. Then it was my
Okay.
parents who put courage in me. They stood beside
Mm-hmm.
me. They made me look into the mirror. I accepted. I
Okay.
slowly started coming out of it. Now I feel nothing. I am the most beautiful. Because beauty lies in our
Okay.
hearts.
Yeah.
Beauty lies in it is how rich your heart is. Your heart,
That is
your feelings, your emotions has to be rich.
that is so.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear. I'm just nodding my head. That is so true. Long. I'm agreeing
Yeah,
with everything you say.
I am not able to see here. That's why. Okay.
That is true. I was just been nodding my head. I'm agreeing with everything you're saying.
Ah.
That's so true. Yeah, I can hear. I'm just nodding my head from so long. I'm agreeing with everything you say. And thank you so much more for your sharing your story and for the insights that you've kind of given us. And I appreciate. I've just been nodding my head. I'm agreeing with everything you're saying.
Thank you so much.
That's so
And
true.
when will this be ready and when are
So
you
I think,
going
Doctor,
to?
thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much more for your sharing your story and for the insights that you've kind of given us. A week or so. And I appreciate it a lot. And once again, thank you from the bottom.